Дивіться, мій чоловік має СТО, а я флорист. То в нас було прекрасне життя в Україні, ми нікуди не збиралися виїжджати. Це, до речі, мій день народження 24-го, ніколи не забуду цього дня. Вона живе окремо. Зі сльозами, з істерикою, мама, прокидайся, почалася війна. Він був в Івано-Франківську вже 5-й день на зборах футбольних.
І зранку нас забудив тренер і сказав, що війна, що ми їдемо додому. І з вікна я навіть бачив дим від того, як ракета влучила в аеропорт.
People began to leave the country immediately. But in addition to that, people being displaced within the country or supply chain processes being broken down, we began to realize just how big of a need that there would be.
The hope that people need to hold on to in a war situation is something that most of us will never experience.
The greatest resource you can give is hope. And the best way that you can give it is to continue to empower the person as they are. So when we go in to respond, our biggest question is how can we help the situation and how they need to be helped.
If this food getting people which right now needed that, it means for them a few days of life.
So the food that was very important last week, now it's critically important. And I believe it will be critically important next week.
Joel, if you would, just kind of tell us where things are right now. We're getting close to a year. What's the situation look like from your standpoint?
Well, I think the biggest differences between right now and when the war started is the massive damage to the infrastructure. And so a lot of people have no power, a lot of people have no heat. There are villages that, may have had 5,000, 10,000 people before, and there's, 6 or 7 families left maybe. There's a lot of people without food. People are living and they're consuming what they have, and you don't know when the next installment is coming, if it is coming.
Teachers, doctors, lawyers, they sit in line dressed very nice, and they come and they sit in line for their bag of food. You watch that and you realize, wow, what life can be that fragile. Maybe what we do is a drop in the ocean, but for that person makes the whole difference. That only bag of food, only one, makes the whole difference for that person that you're gonna bring the food to. And it's worth everything.
We're very grateful for everything that Convoy is doing and everything that they're able to provide. There has not been this many displaced people in Europe since World War II. But without hope, people die. And so the food, allows them to live physically, but the hope, that Convoy of Hope gives is just as important. And so I would say, we are extremely grateful to Convoy and to all of the donors of Convoy for the aid that they're giving and the lives that they're saving. But the fight is not over. We still have people that are dying on the front lines, and that's leaving women and children that don't have someone to provide for their family. And we're trying our best to get them through the winter. We're trying our best to make sure they have a warm meal at least once a day. And your giving allows us to do that. Your giving allows us to provide that food, allows us to provide those warm places for them to go. And so we urge you and we thank you in advance for all of the giving, both of food and anything else, warm clothing that you donate. It makes a big difference. It really does.